cause I don't know where we go. I feel like a strange love. I'm losing my mind.
Hi, welcome back. In this lecture, we're going to talk about the future perfect. Now, we've just completed the past perfect. If you understood the past perfect, it's going to be easy to understand the future perfect because the structure is the same, except that it happens in the future. So if you look at the diagram to my left there, you'll see that there are two actions in the future. The first future action happens before the second future action in the same sentence. For example, my wife will have eaten her dinner by the time I arrive home tonight. So the first future action is my wife eating her dinner, having her dinner. The second future action is me arriving home sometime later, further into the future. So the structure is, if you look at the diagram to my left, is will plus have plus the past participle. Will have eaten. The structure is always will plus have, and then it's just the verb that changes, the past participle of the verb eaten. Now you can use any past participle in that structure. The second action, further into the future, is in the simple present, as I arrive home. So my wife will have eaten her dinner by the time I arrive, simple present. So the second verb in the sentence, further into the future, is always in the simple present. So let's have a look at some examples with Renata. Renata, I'm hungry.
I will have cleaned the kitchen before you want to eat.
Renata said that she will have cleaned the kitchen by the time I want to eat. I will have cleaned the kitchen. Will plus have plus cleaned. Cleaned is the past participle of the verb to clean. Clean, cleaned, cleaned. Renata, I'm going to clean the kitchen today.
Steve will have cleaned the kitchen before I arrive home from work today.
Renata, I'm going to clean my car today.
Steve will have cleaned his car by the time I arrive home today.
Renata said that I will have cleaned my car by the time she arrives home tonight. Renata, I'm hungry.
I will have cleaned the kitchen before you want to eat.
Renata said that she will have cleaned the kitchen by the time I want to eat. I will have cleaned the kitchen. Will plus have plus cleaned. Cleaned is the past participle of the verb to clean. Clean, cleaned, cleaned. Now, of course, you can use any past participle, any verb in this structure. So we've used I will have cleaned, Renata will have cleaned. We could use the verb to read. I will have read that book by the time you arrive later. I will have been to the cinema before I meet you at the restaurant. I will have done the shopping by 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. So you can use any past participle in that structure. And the same goes for the past perfect too. Okay, so here we are at the end of this section, the future perfect. But let's just do a quick summary of the past perfect and the future perfect and the differences and the constructions before we move on. So, the past perfect. 2 actions in the past. 1 action happening before the other past action. The first past action being in the past perfect, and the second past action being in the simple past. For example, if you remember, Renata said that she had cleaned the kitchen before I arrived home, which clearly says that she was cleaning the kitchen first and then I arrive home later in the evening. The first past action being in the past perfect and the second past action being in the simple past. Makes perfect sense. Now, the future perfect, almost identical to the past perfect in construction, except that we use the word will, which is, as we know, one of the simple futures. So Renata said, I will have cleaned the house by the time you arrive home. Will plus have, always, and then the past participle of the verb to clean, cleaned. So she will have cleaned the kitchen, first future action, by the time I arrive home, simple present. Yes, it's a little confusing that you would have a simple present verb in a future tense sentence, but that's the way English grammar works. Okay, so if that's clear, let's move on to the next video. If it's not, then watch the video again, study the downloadable documents that go along with each section of this course, and study the diagrams. The diagrams help a lot. Okay, let's move on.
I feel like it's changed love. I'm losing my mind, feeling that kind of love. I feel like a deep hole. You give me something that I can't give you here. Tell me what you're thinking. I need to know you're feeling. If you crush on me, you need to know my story. But don't get too close to me, cause I need my fantasy. Here I am, falling down, crashing down, and I feel like I don't need you. Here I am, falling down, deep inside, and I feel like I don't need you.